Hi, welcome to This Is Not on Purpose, Episode 8 Anger, Grief, and the Body That Keeps Score. Anger nobody sees. People don't expect anger from people like me. They expect patience, humor, grace, understanding. They expect resilience to be quiet. But anger doesn't disappear just because it's inconvenient, it just goes underground, so to speak, right? The anger, it's been a day. The anger you're not allowed to have when your body already makes people uncomfortable. Anger feels forbidden, right? Because anger confirms their worst assumptions. So you swallow it, you hide it, right? You smile, you joke, you explain, you reassure people. And then the anger stays, right? Unexpressed, unvalidated, unmourned, if you'd like to say. It doesn't make you calm, it makes you full. Okay. uh, then you get into the childhood anger, right? That gets redirected. As a kid, anger wasn't safe. If I got angry, it wasn't seen as justified. It was seen as part of the problem. Calm down, don't overreact, control yourself. So I learned to redirect it inward, quiet, private. Anger becomes something I felt alone. Okay. Grief hides under anger. Here's what took me years to understand. Most of my anger was grief in disguise. Okay. Grief from the version of childhood I didn't get. Grief of the ease other people moved through the world with. Grief of how early I had to grow up. You don't grieve what you were never told you lost. So it leaks out sideways, so to speak, right? Everything. The body remembers everything. Your body keeps score, not metaphorically, literally. Every suppressed tick, every swallowed response, every apology you didn't owe, it stores it in your jaw, in your shoulders, in your breath. That's why exhaustion, as you can tell, feels so deep. That's why rest never feels complete. You weren't just tired, you were carrying yours. The anger that shows up late. Adult anger is quieter. It shows up as irritability, right? As numbness, as withdrawal, as burnout. Not explosive, like, wow, but heavy. And people say, where's this coming from, right? It's been coming for a long time. And then there's moments when you let yourself be angry. You know what I mean? There was a moment where I stopped correcting myself. Right? I let the anger surface, not towards anyone in particular, but towards the accumulation. Right? The stares, the silence, the corrections, the shrinking. I didn't act on it. I didn't aim it. I acknowledged it, right? And that alone changed something. Anger isn't a failure, it's information, right? You need to look at it like that. It tells you where harm happened, right? Where boundaries were crossed, where something mattered. My anger wasn't asked to be unleashed, it was asking to be heard. Excuse me. It's been a day today. Been a day. Letting grief exist without fixing it, right? Grief doesn't need solutions, right? It needs a space. It needs somewhere to, you know, find its outlet, right? I let myself grieve, not dramatically. Oh my god, not publicly, but honestly. The mist eased the constant vigilance. the invisible labor. Grief didn't weaken me, it softened me. Okay, let's get that right. What healing actually looks like. Healing isn't calm, it's honest. It's letting anger exist without shame, letting grief breathe without rushing it, right? Let your body stop bracing it for a moment. Healing is not becoming easy for others, it's becoming truer to yourself. What I want you to know, right? If you're listening and you're angry, you're not broken, you're responding. And if you've been told anger makes you unsafe, silence silence it has always done enough damage. You're not alone to feel what your body remembers. In closing, next episode, we're it's a special episode. It's about coping mechanisms. Um, my wife told me today, a coworker of hers, his kid was diagnosed with Tourette's just recently, and he's talking with a professional about coping mechanisms. So I figured next episode we're going to do a little thing on coping mechanisms. Okay. Then after that, the episode after that will be we're talking about visibility. What happens when you stop hiding, when you stop softening, when you let yourself be fully seen. This is not on purpose. None of this, not the anger, not the grief, not the remembering, was ever on purpose. Thank you for staying. Stay strong.